Attention units, civilians are trapped following a car accident.
Cool, I'll take care of it.
Officers needed in Gramercy. Please copy.
Not a problem. Just give me a sec to get online. Promise, it's gonna happen. Thank you, Buns. Cool. Cool. Alright, how do I share it from the page? Or do I have to share it from the text message?
Well, the text message.
Oh, there we go. It just wasn't showing me the share option, so I got confused.
Draft house locations will be closed on election day.
I saw that.
That's crazy.
Wow, there are apparently 3 people watching, so we're finally getting started.
One of them might be
So here we go. I'm just gonna get warmed up a little bit because I'm a little not rusty, but
nasty car wreck down there. People might be hurt.
You know, I've never live streamed before, so this is gonna take a little getting used to. So bear with us, but I'm just gonna do a little cape work. I'm gonna get some caping done, and I'm gonna turn down the telly so it's a little less loud.
Thanks.
I'm sure that's gonna help.
I thought it was all over.
Alright, there we go. Yep.
Come on,
so
man.
let's see, where's this other person?
Oh, man, get him!
What are you guys doing?
Want a piece too?
This is not cool, man.
Open fire!
Someone's trapped in that car.
I'm moderating.
I will be the one taking care of the live stream stuff, while I take care of all the quick fix stuff. You need a timeout. Listen, this is not how civilized people live. I mean, admittedly, I just dropped you on your head, so that's not helping anything.
There's
But
someone
still.
inside that car. They're pinned by debris.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
you did. Correct vernacular. Listen. Okay.
Going to get warmed up.
Uh-huh.
Farther.
probably just gonna, hopefully I'll be able to talk about it as it comes along. Yeah, I just need a second to get my bearings and whatnot. So yeah, what we're gonna do is, oh, there's still person crafting.
Okay. I still need to rescue the trapped civilians.
I cannot leave until my hero work is done. Where is this person? Hey, person.
Hold on.
No. You good? Oh,
That's
well,
everyone.
Mr. Taxi Man.
Glad I was here to help.
I'm sure that will buff right out.
Definitely.
Not a... Goodbye! Alright, so what we're gonna do
Yeah.
is actually quit out of this. And we're gonna go into New Game Plus.
Oh.
And so I've already maxed out my game in this, of course. Surprising no one.
Yeah.
And so I realized that I need to bone up on it for a upcoming piece that I'm going to write. Mm-hmm. And I thought,
talk about the piece.
Yeah, what better way to get ready for that than to replay through the story mode on New Game Plus, one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna do this a little more challenging, just because I have cruised through the amazing mode. Let's see here. Assets. So yeah, if you're not familiar, I wrote a piece last year after Homecoming came out. And I promise to anybody who knows this that this is the last time we're going to talk about it.
That's a good idea.
But I wrote this piece for how much I did not like Homecoming in any way, shape, or form, by any means, measure, or length. There's like one or two things I do like about it, but by and large, not a fan. So I wrote this piece on why I didn't like it, and people were actually kind of receptive to it. So I want to do that again for this, because I think that this is the ultimate version of a Spider-Man game or story. I think that everything that they do here is pretty much as perfect as you could have it, and this is honestly the story I would have written. Well, I say that. This is honestly the kind of story that I would have liked to have seen.
You've always wanted the adult Peter Parker.
I want the adult Peter Parker who's trying to keep his life together. I get that he was a teenager and that's important to the canon and everything. I accept that. That's totally cool. We've done that a lot. I think it's time to move on to something a little bit more complicated than that. And, you know, maybe bring in an actual teenager character like a Miles Morales or a Kamala Khan to fill that role instead, and let Peter kind of grow into his next role, similar to how they have in the comics. So what they do here I really like, and this opening sequence is just brilliant. It just shows us all this information on him, from how he builds his tech to how his life is currently put together to what his life with Spider-Man has been, and all that jazz. So I think that that's really, it's well done. This shows his inventiveness, which I think is a huge element that we're missing in Homecoming, and is just so important to the character. So just like right away, we already have this tone that really fits the character perfect. I hadn't seen the Crusher Hogan poster for that.
I do have to say, the first time I played this, it was so wonderful to see hello, Antonio, and Dee. It's so interesting to see point out all these things that they had. That only, if you really, really knew, like, deep lore comic stuff would be in. But the fact that they took the time to put it in, they could have made it anything.
Yeah.
But they did that.
No. Why are you still giving me the tutorial? I already played through the entire game. I don't need a tutorial.
It just wants help.
I don't need help.
Captain
on Watanabe.
Did you take him down yet?
No, we're at Fisk Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
How do you feel about
Know how these
Yuri as
lawyers
a
are.
character?
Oh, I love Yuri.
To go write a book.
So this
Come
is
on,
another
Yuri, I've been
thing, and
waiting
this is
8
going to
years for
betray
this.
why I
You
love
really
this
wanna
game so
help?
much in a lot of ways.
Head to Times
One of my
Square.
favorite eras
Sounds
in the
like his guys
comics,
are trying to
if
keep
you
my
take
backup from
away
reaching
why
the
it happened,
You got it. Almost there.
I think Brand New Day is a really interesting series, and the way that they approach that series is really fascinating to me. And I won't go into why Brand New Day is a terrible thing in its own regard. Just know that it has a really... The reason Brand New Day came along was because of really stupid canon garbage. So that's all you really need to know. But Brand New Day itself
hello?
is
Parker,
still really good
where are you?
and really
We
enjoyable.
must run through the demonstration at
In my
least
opinion.
once before the grant committee arrives.
So
yes.
that's
Sorry,
in a lot of ways
yes.
why I like
Dealing
this,
with
which
a
it gets back
personal
to Yuri, because
I'll
Yuri
be in soon,
Watanabe in
promise.
comics is just a really interesting character.
Better wrap this up quick
And
and get to my
having,
real job.
Having that
Looks like Yuri's called in the cavalry.
that character included here is just it's a nice addition, because like we've had Jules in some, and we've also had George Stacy, but I think that just having Yuri here is really interesting, and it opens us up to being able to do things like Wraith in the sequel that they have teased.
Bring in the hammer.
That'd be interesting. I'd also love to see them bring in Carly Cooper. That'd be very interesting. You know, we'll see what happens, but I do like Yuri. Is my bottom line. Yuri's just a badass. Perfectly done here, from the voice acting to the writing. It's just excellent. It's perfect.
Get it!
Morning, guys. Who's ready for their hot, fresh cup of bodily harm?
I know. Great.
Gotta warn you, I'm feeling punchy today. Next customer.
That's crazy that you could use people as like a
As-
running.
Yeah. I will say, this is, oh, as with so many Spider-Man games, you know, it kind of reminds me of when playing Star Wars games
has a
and
lot of
using a
guys on his
lightsaber to
payroll.
just fight, you know, stormtroopers. It's like, oh, there's a lot more carnage here than I would think. I think that.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
what's your status?
Almost done here. You?
We're about to go in.
Be there soon.
I forgot.
Wait to see
yes,
Willie's face
this
when he
is
slapped
an
the cuffs
interruption.
on
I
him.
forgot that this was an interruption. Oh, this heist.
Oh yeah.
This has nothing to do with what I was doing. I totally forgot about that. I was talking about Brand New Day.
Okay, Yuri. All done. What's happening?
Oh.
That's a free.
Yuri? Yuri!
Yeah, especially for that area. That's not good. Also, for
I knew Chris
anyone
wouldn't
who
go
might
quietly.
notice, there might be some background noise. We actually live in New York City, and there's an elevated train nearby. So just consider that a little bit of extra furnishing.
There's an elevated train, and we live near a hospital, so
Yeah.
it's like double downing on train sound and emergency vehicles.
Yeah.
Pretty much night and day.
But just think of it as like actual New York City sound being piped in to enhance the experience.
It's true. It's nice surround sound for us.
Get
to
more
play
backup.
this.
And lock down the airspace.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Seize the day, Willie.
Oh boy. Should have called in Daredevil before I came in.
Heads up.
Oh, if I did have one thing I would
Hey,
love
where
to see
you
in this
going?
game as a polish move, this is not in any way something that would make the game less
I'll clear a path.
desirable or
Get out
fun.
of here, Spider-Man! We got this!
I would love if while going around the city you could find I don't care. I don't. That's great.
Sorry to break it to you, but you do not got this, buddy.
I would love. I would
Thanks for the
love if
confidence
you
boost,
found
guys.
little signs of some of the other 3-level superheroes like Daredevil and Punisher, and Luke Cage, and you know those guys. I think that would be a really nice touch if you just found like little elements of theirs on the
Especially in
rooftops.
their, like, respective neighborhoods.
Exactly. Like I think that would just be a lot of fun.
There's so much rooftop action, which we'll also get to later as we start doing actual games.
Yeah.
There's so much rooftop fun.
Yeah.
Have some of this.
Really?
Really. Look around and see how this has gone. Read the room.
Look around you.
This has not gone well for your son. I know. It's great. Like, spider healing.
Down.
I don't want
Take those shooters out.
I don't care. Tutorial. I'm kind of surprised that they kept the tutorial on for the New Game Plus. That is kind of like, I don't know why
I think that's all of
you
it.
would need to do that, but whatever.
It might just be like an automatic
Come on.
thing with how this is programmed.
Yeah,
They shut
maybe.
the elevators down. Take the stairs.
Since it is Halloween, I have a giant pile of candy here. Would you like
I prefer a more direct
I'm
approach.
gonna hold off for right now, but I might get something. You feel free to enjoy.
I'm gonna break out these naked cats.
Spider-Man, status.
Heading to the upper floor, hoping nobody turns on the elevators.
Our choppers are taking fire. Looks like Fisk has armed men on every floor.
He's desperate.
How do you feel about the vent crawling?
Oh, I
he's
love the
hitting
vent
us with
crawling. I
everything
will
he's
say I was a
got.
little confused. I forgot
Find
the
him
first time
and
I
this.
went through a vent.
Not yet.
I forgot that
We
I
just
could
picked up chatter. They're
climb on
bumping
walls,
all
so I
their
came
data
to the
servers.
end of the event.
You're
And I was
like,
like,
oh, we
gotta
where
put
do I
them away
go?
for good.
Okay,
Yeah.
server room it is.
I love the vent crawling. I love the hanging down from ceilings. I love
Call
the
from May.
stealthiness of it.
Better
I
answer.
will say there's a little arc of, but you know what are you gonna do? And there are worse things than having an
Watching a
arc of
superhero movie.
Spider-Man.
What's up?
I just wanted to make sure we're still on together tomorrow.
Yeah. I definitely still need to play it. I got to like the second
Okay.
last level.
Love you.
Oh wow.
Love you
Because
too.
I played it one weekend while I was sick. And I pretty much just played through the entire game while I was sick one weekend. And then I was, I think it was like finals week or
Hold
something.
him so he can't jump around.
So
How
I, like,
exactly do you think this ends
stopped
well
doing
for
a lot
you?
of final stuff. And I never came back to it. Which is no excuse, just the truth. So yeah, I understand that complaint, but or maybe not complaint as much as critique.
On to the next one.
But I think that there are worse things out there. And I think that just everything about this really
Regret
flows
your life
very well.
choices
I
yet?
love the original Spider-Man 2, the game, the movie, the game. I played that ad nauseum. In fact, when
Find
I
that
first
server room
moved to New
before
York
there's no
City,
evidence left.
I was driving
If I go
around
in
with
this way,
some
they'll
friends
destroy
of
all the
mine,
evidence.
and we were going to Brooklyn, and we
I should look for a
let me
sneaky
play
way.
the game. No, can't play the game.
There
You
we
need
go.
to learn to play the game.
You don't know it.
It's like my own
Who
private
cares if
vengeance.
you've already played through it once?
Fisk may be a dirty criminal, but he has
So
remarkably clean
but anyway,
evidence.
we were driving to Brooklyn. It was one of the first times I'd actually seen the New York skyline, and
They're so cute when they're oblivious.
and I turned to my friends, and they were like, "Oh, what are you looking for?" I was like, "Oh, I played the Spider-Man game. I'm trying to figure out how accurate it is to
Is
the
this tech
map
support?
based off
I
of
forgot
what
my
I'm
password.
seeing here." And this became
let him
an
near the
ongoing
console.
joke
Oh yeah.
that I would actively look to try and figure out how accurate that game was because I had
still purging.
loved it so
I
much.
thought the IT guys at my last shop were rude.
Which we will also get to the hilariousness of the scaling of New York City in this at some point. But
Yeah, once we're like swinging around.
yeah,
Gotta
that's
access
just a
that console
necessary
before everything's gone.
evil. That's something that they couldn't have. They couldn't have actually done. I mean, maybe they could have, but
see
I
just
don't.
how good their
having
security
to
is.
actually
We have
walk.
Google Maps.
You
Well,
guys
having to
forgot the
actually
latest
walk through
kernel
New York
patch.
City every day, I feel like if you actually made it as to scale.
Says the guy frantically
Think that
erasing
might
his
wear a little
search
thin.
history.
Because that map was quite big.
True, but that's part of my charm, isn't it?
I love Kingpin Spider-Man relationships. I'm so happy that this game starts with that. Because it's one of my favorites. I will always love. I know. I know. Okay.
I know you know.
Thank you. Cool. I love it.
Look around you.
My
Ooh,
favorite.
hello, deep person watching.
What have you ever done, man?
Well, there was that time I took down a pompous, overstuffed crime lord before breakfast.
I love that.
Let him win.
Without me, the scum I kept in check.
At one point, when he first fights the Kingpin,
It's a long, tough road, Fisk.
he's been Spider-Man
Almost sad to
for
see it
2
end.
weeks or something.
Oh, wow.
And he's like fresh out of the gate.
get
and
ready
it's
for the
right at
main
top
event.
of Peter Parker's nerves. So he has, of course, all of his gags, but he comes in
Yuri,
and
an
he's
explosion
breaking
just-
I
down
thought
a
this
bunch
could have the whole place
of
wired.
jokes
I'm sitting in a
specifically
bomb
for
unit.
Kingpin,
I'll
and he
make
just
sure no
starts
one gets
reading
in
them
my
off
way.
his face.
That-
And
Kill him.
it
on
just
the ball.
shows
Kill him.
the cheekiness of that character and how he handles
that's all.
situations of stress. And I think that's just, I've always loved that. I can't wait to see that. I hope that they do it in a movie someday. I will not talk anymore about any other movies because I don't want to alienate my audience.
We can
Clear.
talk
Move us.
about.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I
I guess
just,
bombs are part of Willie's getaway plan.
My opinions on the current stock of films is unpopular.
You go after them. We'll look for the bombs.
So I do love this. I love the whole way.
Everyone
the
clear out.
tutorial.
Evacuate the building.
Well, the tutorial aside, when you first play through the game, this is really well done. When you're actually learning through this tutorial, it's a really good tutorial. It really teaches you how to play the game really swiftly and keenly, and it's never
I'll lift.
boring.
When you're free, get out fast. If you can
I
walk,
do wish that
help
these
the
quick time
injured. Got it?
events were a little more than so I think when this, I love Festus Springs. Do it. Do you magnificent bastard.
I love having problems. That warms my heart.
Okay, Willie.
Good.
Coming
Here we
your
go.
way.
Running.
Spider-Man, it's Yuri.
How we doing, Captain?
Could be better.
This is
Our
unrelated
choppers
to
took the
Spider-Man.
beating.
I
We just
bought
had to ground our
the
last one.
Doctor
If Fisk calls in a chopper, we have no one to stop it from landing.
And no one to chase him if he flies away.
Why do I get the feeling that's what he was planning all
Give
along?
artists money.
Because he
Yeah.
probably was. Damn.
Up to her.
Yuri,
I
get in.
I will
He's
pay
up
money
here
for
fast.
your glory.
We're trying.
Yes, they all the money in the world. Oh, this is not gonna help you guys. Alright, what's going on? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Incoming!
I remember the first time you played this, and you were like, "Oh, that is a bazooka."
That's enough out of you.
Bad.
Oh, somebody got hit in the head.
Rocket? A little excessive, don't you
that
think?
hurts, right?
For having what you would call
Yes.
What?
Oh man,
Day or
speaking
something?
Walking out of the way that
speaking
one
of having a day, that is a reference to Netflix's Maniac. Oh god,
that was a good
Fucking
show.
show.
That was a good show. Very much enjoyed that. It was a nice respite from the
bombs
other
squad guys get
Halloween
through
stuff
this?
we've been watching.
yeah.
I need part
Or just like anything we've been watching recently. It was so different from I don't know.
Settle down. I've got enough for
I mean,
everybody.
like, I've been watching a lot of, like, yeah, I watch Daredevil, but I also watch, Mindhunter.
Don't do that to me! How that won't feel!
Discovery Channel special
Okay,
on,
almost clear.
the
Bomb squad
Unabomber.
must
That
be
was-
somewhere ahead.
If
Hope
it
they're
didn't
okay.
star Sam Worthington, it would be good. He's just very stony. He has.
You guys
he
all right?
has less range than
We were just about to call for backup.
than how
I'm it.
people see
Lead the way.
Kristen Stewart, who
We'll
has
be right behind you.
greater range than people think.
Right.
Heads up, boss.
Oh, what do you know? Please turn. Goodness gracious. And now you're gonna teach me how to fight guys with shields. Well, guess what? I already know how to fight guys with shields. Yes, I know. It's great. I love it. Great. Awesome.
So you guys were in
Love
bed
it.
with Fisk all
Excellent.
along?
Can't get enough.
Oh, no, I'll never get that image out of my head.
Can't get enough of that wonderful dog.
So your plan didn't work. On to plan B, getting kicked in the face.
can't remember. These aren't plants. These are actually dirty dogs. Oh, sorry. Mine. Yours. Mine.
Like, I'm gonna take this and then give it back to you in a much different way.
Hey, catch. Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't ready. Thought you were ready.
Hey, Yuri.
That's
Looks
on
some
me.
of your guys were on Fisk's payroll. Good news is, they were Willie's last line of defense. I'm right outside his office.
Take him down, now.
With pleasure.
Only I was at the door. Let me in.
Look at all this really expensive art.
Yeah. I find it interesting that in this one he has
Let's
a
have
writing
a
your
fight
memoirs?
scene here.
Of
Don't
course,
forget the
there's
hyphen
stuff to
between
damage
spider
and
and man.
things and liabilities.
Get the
and
chopper ready.
Insurance.
I won't be long.
Let's be honest. Big Willie here probably
Surprised you made it
money
this
off
far.
of this deal right now. That's gonna happen.
But your foolishness ends now.
I do find his I won't say obsession, but his Japanese artistry.
You do know I can still see you,
interests
right?
Very interesting. Also, you can see Avengers Tower from his office, which is
That's
a pretty
hilarious.
swanky touch. I like that. That's pretty good.
Oh, for me?
Like
You
keeping
shouldn't
an eye
have.
on shit.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice.
Gotta wait for an opening. It's reloading.
Wow, you don't remember?
Well, I was trying to just grab it. I knew I had to grab it out of the wall, but I didn't realize I had to grab it out of the wall. Oh, I'm so sorry.
How is this happening?
What's wrong, Willie? You seem
ruined
angry.
your decor.
We'll destroy you!
Oh. Are you Zod?
Take your best shot.
Are you Zod? Mine? Yours! Webbing.
Take down.
How's that going for you, Big Will?
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool.
Happy.
That was fun.
How's that going, huh? Alright. Yours. Alright. Here we go. Kipping. Punching.
You just like webbed him and really uncomfortable.
Oh. Yeah, come on. I don't know why you're asking me to push triangle. Oh, that hurt my face. Ow, that hurt my back. Ow, that also hurt my back.
Yeah, your back should...
Oh, it's a Spider Strange
Pete, buddy, you with us?
You are everything that's wrong with this city!
Oh, can no, I can't switch my costume. I love the red and blue.
I was gonna say the same to you.
You know what to do, men!
Oh, goody. Let's dance.
Everyone engage!
Toro.
You fool!
Next up. My friend.
I don't... What do I pay you for?
Kicking. Punching. That was like hurt quite a bit, not gonna lie. Oh.
No! I can handle myself!
Give him the old razzle dazzle.
How about this? Ha! Eat a dick! I'll hit you with your own henchman, douchebag. Punching. Kicking. Okay?
You earned it.
Henchman! I do want to know, Mr. Fisk, that currently, in answer to your previous question regarding what are you paying them for, currently you are paying them to be your bludgeon dude.
Horrible.
Oh, it hurts. Oh. Okay, other question for you, sir. The whole 100% muscle thing, I get it, but like, are you sure you haven't had any other, biz done? Because it seems like no person, no matter how muscularly chubby they are, could survive falling
So,
through
should we kiss
what
now?
has to be 90%
Yeah, maybe
of
later.
a skyscraper.
Yeah, that was a long way down.
That looked like it hurt. Mm-hmm. Looked painful. I think we have one person watching. I think it's you.
No, I think it's D.
Oh.
Because D is watching on her TV, apparently.
Oh, thank you, D. Yes.
Finally
look at
off to
you.
Rikers, huh?
Fancy suit.
You know, I think you've got more enemies in there than I do.
If you think this will be more than a minor inconvenience...
Whoop, gotta go. Hey, good luck, Willie. I have a feeling you're gonna need it.
Idiots! I'm the one who kept order in this city!
So you always say.
1 month! In 1 month you'll wish you had me back!
Well,
I find that hard to believe.
knowing
Kingpin is
what
heading to
happens,
prison.
I mean, maybe.
End of an era.
It's,
I feel like I should celebrate. Maybe take a vacation.
I will say, it is a little hazardous. Plus.
Level up.
Alright. I'm aware.
Wow. What a liftoff.
Parker, where are you? The committee will be here soon. We need
I
to
think
run the
that's
equipment
just
check.
work.
I'm almost there. Blocks away.
Guess I'll just do it myself.
Managing
No, don't.
things work.
It's not safe.
It's very complicated.
That would be complicated.
Gotta love Doc's enthusiasm, but sometimes it gets him into trouble.
my work-
Better
my
get there
work
before he
is-
hurts himself.
Mr. Work is just driving me crazy at work.
I guess all up in my biz about my work.
I swear to God. Mr. Work is such a busybody when it comes to work. He never thinks I'm working hard enough. He has this crazy Mr. Work ethic.
Okay. That joke lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. Whee! Goodness gracious. It's like swinging all over.
Oh, you want me to do a thing? That's why you won't let me do anything else. Oh, I'm diving.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
jeez.
catching myself.
You scared the shit out of me.
Oh, I'm diving. Oh, there we
You
Diving?
shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Swinging.
That's so terrifying.
go. Diving. Swinging. Diving. Oh.
Landing.
Landing.
I love all these rooftop parks. Because those, like, actually exist and they're so weird.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the greenhouses I get, but, like, the full-on just, like, grassy areas with trees growing on a building.
Oh, so we're outside, so now we can talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
So this is not very accurate.
No. No.
Things
but
are generally where they are.
to an extent.
To an extent.
So I like to think of this as like an alternate reality New York City.
Well, it is.
Well, but you know what I mean. Like in terms of like no. Oh, dang.
Whee!
Not what I meant to do. Not even remotely what I meant to do. Okay.
We'll just hang out here.
Yeah, we'll just take a second. I have Interest Tower.
I thought it was
Oh no, that. Oh no, you're
That's,
right. 'Cause
that's the fake Freedom
That's
Tower.
the fake Freedom Tower. The not Freedom Tower.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I think the best way to sum up. Oh, hello, Flatiron Building. The best way to sum up the experience with being a New Yorker and playing this is that when we first got it, I tried to find my office, and my office is on, or rather, it was on.
It was on Broadway.
It was on 38th
Broadway.
and Broadway, and when we went down there, it went from 38th to 42nd directly.
Like jumped weirdly.
Directly in one block. It was like it went right from 38th to 42nd. It was like, okay, so we're just not gonna be 100%. The other thing is, I love Bryant Park. It's one of my favorite areas in the city, and that what they have here is not Bryant Park.
Oh no. Because Bryant Park has the New York Public Library and then some of park space.
Yeah, it's a nice big park. Not a huge park, but for the city, it's a big park.
Yeah. And for that part of New York City, it's a big part.
Yeah. So what they have here is definitely not Bryant Park, but they do a good job with the locations, and they do a good job with the feel of the city. It definitely feels like New York City.
Yeah.
And they have all the landmarks in the right place. That's really cool. And they have a nice, really, one of the things I think makes this game great. I should probably do something so I'm not just standing here. One of the things that I think makes this game great is that you have a nice mix of actual landmarks and comic book landmarks. So you have the Empire State Building
but Avengers Tower.
Avengers Tower, and you have Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, and you also have the Chrysler Building, and you have MSG, and you have the Wakandan Embassy. So like they do a really good job of mixing those elements in to really fill out the world. And it doesn't exist in a vacuum, which is one of my major complaints with a lot of Spider-Man movies, is that they exist in a Marvel-less vacuum, which is not anyone's fault. That's just how the deals were done. Way back before we actually had any concerns, we were more worried with Marvel just staying afloat. We were not worried about making sure all of our new canons were in order. So, anyway, one of the things that really bothers me is that those movies exist in a vacuum where there are no other super beings besides Spider-Man. He is the only one. And I've never really cared for that. I think that is, well, he has his own corner that he definitely occupies fully.
It's more fun if there's other people to interact with.
Exactly. Like, he also does interact with the world around him, and he comments on it. You know, like, having him make jokes about, not being on the Avengers, or not,
Sorry to interrupt you. We can... Oh, never mind.
What?
I was going to say, that is look up into the right here. This, like, weirdly angled building above us. That is a great recreation of the Whitney Museum.
Oh, yeah.
It is absolutely perfect. That is exactly how it looks in real life. It has the High Line, like, half going through it. It's crazy awesome. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine.
I really like that museum.
I have to find my train of thought, so give me a sec.
Yeah.
Having that be included in kind of the vernacular and the way that he addresses situations and says things, I think is really important to the roundedness of the character. You don't need it for the character to be a well-rounded character, but it really fills out the character very, very nicely.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get to this, which I think is one of the most fascinating elements of this story, which is the use of Dr. Octavius and the use of Norman Osborn.
Started without me.
I think if we were talking about adaptation as a whole, and why Homecoming
it's fine, Parker.
doesn't
I
work
invented
as
this
an adaptation,
equipment. I think I can handle it.
Why this does, it's the evolution of canon. You don't take out canon. You don't change the canon. You just evolve the canon.
Man,
you bring it into a new light without
maybe we should
necessarily running away from it. I feel like Homecoming runs away from canon. This leans into canon. It says, what would happen if Dr. Octopus never had his arms? What if he just went through life, never had the accident until well after Spider-Man's arrival on the scene? What if he was still in Peter's life actively instead of having been a mentor? He is a mentor.
I was gonna say, like, are there any comics where they have this relationship where Peter works for Dr. Octavius?
Not generally, not typically. A lot of the universes...
Usually anyone hurt?
Usually he's working for Doc Connors.
Yeah.
Energy levels
I've always
exceeded our
Yeah,
expectations.
typically Peter works for Doc Connors.
Point, that's a very positive development.
Changing that out for Dr. Octavius is a really interesting choice that really makes this its own unique version
else we can discuss
of Dr.
this?
Octopus. Where now we don't need to compare it to the movie version because this version is so dynamically different in tone and style and in subject that it stands completely on its own. I think having that opening shot is perfect. I love the allusion to how
the dampener failed.
he was
I know
in an
Doc said
accident
take the
that
day
gave
off,
him the
I have to
extra
figure out
arms.
what went wrong. Ooh, you are in bad shape, little guy.
Having fun.
Right.
Let's see what's wrong with you.
Let's do it. So I love that. And similarly with Norman Osborn, I love that idea of what if Norman never turned into the Green Goblin?
Yeah.
That's a fascinating
And him
question.
as mayor of New York is crazy.
And totally predictable. Like, that makes sense.
Circuit
if he's
burned
never
out.
the Green Goblin, I could totally see Norman
If I'd
Osborn
been here to do the pre-check, I
politics
would have caught this.
in a long-term goal. That totally makes sense with his character. That totally makes sense with his arcs. And I think it's just done brilliantly.
So this game is pretty, like, 2 for 2 as far as taking what's in the comics and preserving it and changing it in a way that works.
Yeah, they keep the characters morally the same. In terms of their stature and how they approach situations, they're the same. But they change out the scenarios that they're encountering.
Yeah.
They change out... They change the order of
Okay,
events.
need to reroute servo control.
They say, okay, this character is going to remain this way, but what if this happened instead? And that is something that I think Marvel, as a film company, can run away from in a lot of situations. Oh, I have to go around it. Is that, oh, that, yeah, okay. I know what you're going right there.
You got it?
Yeah. But I think that, I mean, like, you know, obviously you can say, well, this is a game. They have more capacity to do different things and whatnot and everything. And you're right. But that's not an excuse. You have the medium that you have, you know, and if you're not using that medium to its fullest. Like, if you took out all the extra stuff that made this a game and you just limited it to 1 or 2 of the storylines, they would still be a better Spider-Man movie than Homecoming. They would be better than any of the other Spider-Man movies if you kept this aesthetic, this style, this storytelling pace, this concept, this world intact. If you took these elements and you brought it over to the MCU, I mean, obviously you'd have to change things because the MCU has its own history. You can't. It's not a one-to-one port, but it would just make the character so much more interesting.
The voltage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blah 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 blah. Oh, this needs to be.
Finished.
Oh, mini games done.
Yeah.
I do like these. I know that some people not fan. They feel like maybe
Let's
it
see
breaks
if
up
that
the action
worked.
or something, but I think that they make the story more full.
Good as new.
Woohoo! Scorpion.
Having fun? I will take that as
Doc's been testing new materials for the prosthetics. He asked me to review his work if I had time. May as well dig in now.
Sure, why not? Let's do more mini games.
Doc was trying to improve the actuator's granularity.
Whatever that means, Peter.
Science mumbo jumbo.
Sciencey wincy stuff.
Timey-wimey.
Wibbly wobbly. All that jazz.
Yay.
Nice. Super smooth response. See if we can tune the prosthetic's grip force.
I also love that concept that Peter is an active participant in everything that happens in terms of, I don't want to give away any spoilers, so I'm not going to say anything, but in the third act, as it were, of the game, I think that his inclusion and his growth over the course of the game really
That's better.
comes through as
Should avoid bone-crushing handshakes at least.
excellent job.
I also just really enjoy this Peter Parker.
Yeah.
He's just a good.
Today's
he's
the day.
doing his best, but he's a good.
He's got a good head.
Yeah. Sorry.
He's trying his best. He's doing what he can. He is not
Doc was testing a new contact material for the prosthetic.
Oh yeah.
I think that this is just a great rendition that really stays true to all the elements of who Peter Parker is as a character. His intelligence is there, his wit is there, his determination is there, his resolve is there, his kindness is there.
Hydrogel polymer
his
composite.
Guilt is there.
Strong,
I think
but
that these
there's
are
a lot
all
of
really
impedance.
important elements.
Better tell
Yeah,
Doc to
this
keep
sort
looking
of
for other
holds a
materials.
lot of guilt.
And that's really, really important to a Peter Parker. He really should be really putting the weight of the world on his
get out of here before I
shoulders
screw
all
things
the
up for
time.
Doc even more.
You know, like if we were talking about it in the sense of the MCU Peter, where he talks about bad things happening, most Peters take that to the extreme of anything that is bad that happens is something that I should have tried to help out more with.
Yeah.
And he does that with his personal life and with the superhero life, where he is so determined to try and be there for people, but he can't because he's trapped doing this other stuff because he can't let that stuff stand either, and he has to choose. I think that that's excellent, and that's really perfectly done here. The only thing I know he's even
Spider-Man,
chronically
it's
late,
Yuri.
which is perfect.
Fisk make it to Rikers yet?
Not Rikers. Our boy qualifies for the VIP treatment.
Oh boy.
He's in the raft.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Joining Scorpion, Electro, and the rest.
Fantastic.
Fisk should be honored. That's a steep
I do
company.
agree that it seems
Can you
very.
swing by the precinct? Got an issue that could benefit from your unique
It seems
skill
like a
set.
horrible idea
For
that the
you,
raft
Yuri,
is just
anything.
like
I'm on
floating
my way.
on Roosevelt Island near Manhattan in this.
It's not even.
It's-
And that's where canonically
Looks
the
like
raft
Jameson's got a
is.
new
It's off
episode
of
out.
Manhattan.
Wonder
Are
what my
you
number one
serious?
fan
Yeah.
thinks about the Fisk
I didn't
takedown.
know that.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
This is Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, where listeners like you discuss
I mean,
the
there's
issues
a,
affecting
depending
our
on
city
canon, there's a
with
few
Pulitzer
different.
Prize-winning two-time
There's a few different ways that the raft is done.
Pulitzer
Obviously, the
Prize-winning
MCU
former
has the
publisher of
raft
the
in the
Daily
middle of the
Bugle.
Atlantic Ocean
Plug the
somewhere,
book. And
which is close enough.
And as always,
so that
if you order Mr.
someone
Jameson's
can
book, Spider-Man,
fly
Threat or Menace, within
to,
24 hours of our broadcast, you'll get an autographed copy at no
Siberian
extra charge.
Peninsula
Don't ask,
more quickly
now
than
get it.
someone who's going from Germany, but whatever.
Welcome to Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, alerting you to the threats you
anyway,
don't
the
even
raft.
know about.
The raft is
Let's
one of
dive right
many
into the
prisons
calls.
in the Marvel canon. So I think they do it well here. I kind of wanted to. I forgot. Yeah, never mind. I won't even say that because that's just
Tell
patently
me,
false.
are you a police officer?
Okay.
I was going
Maybe an
to
award-winning reporter for decades
admonish
on
that
the
they
job
didn't
like me?
include something, but they did.
No, I'm a plumber.
I had to recall that was actually something that was
Fix
already
my
part of the
toilet
game.
and shut up!
Played that
Let
part
me
of the
explain
game
something
and
to you
enjoyed
about
it.
crime laws.
So,
As soon as
what
one
am I
goes
actually
down to
talking
a punk with a
about?
gun, a tracksuit,
I
and a
do
girl full of
love
gold chains,
that
decides he's the
J. Jonah
next
Jameson
godfather.
is a
We're gonna have a
an
gang
Alex
war on the
Jones type.
street.
I think that
But
that's
does that
perfect. That's again that
moron
idea
give a damn?
of evolving
Of
the
course
canon.
not. It
You
got
know,
on
you
TV.
take
And also making it relevant.
exactly
Yeah, well, I
you
can get
evolve
copper
it
pipe
into
without paying
relevance.
kickback.
You take it from what it
That
was
game
and you
start?
bring it up
I'm on the
to
web hit.
what the modern day
And
version
you'll
of
be
that
singing a
is
different tune when
without
3 new mobs are
aging
lining up
or
to charge
making
you
it
triple
feel
for that
forced.
same pipe.
It's just
Or
such a
just
perfect
break
fit.
your
And it
legs.
totally makes
Goodbye.
sense. For the character, for the
someday,
world,
Jonah.
for everything.
I'm gonna get you to say something nice about me. Someday.
I'm going someplace, I'm doing something.
Are there any iterations of J. Jonah Jameson where he sees the light and he actually really likes Spider-Man?
Yes.
Like full on reverse
yeah.
is an advocate for Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
So that happens. So there's a caveat to that, but that happens in the
Okay.
That happens in the Ultimate series. So the caveat is that an apocalyptic event happens, and essentially New York is hit with a giant tidal wave.
Oh.
And
Well, that's a problem.
many superheroes are killed in the act. And one of the ones presumed dead is Spider-Man because he disappears. And people think he's dead, and they saw him in a fight where the other guys that were fighting in that fight died, so they're like, oh, he must be dead.
Now
And
that you quit smoking,
Jonah finally
what do you tell
sees
people when
what
you come
kind
up
of
here?
damage happens
That I
in the
need a
city
break
without
from
him
their
around.
crap.
And he
Fair enough.
also,
So, why'd you call?
I think
Need a date to the
he
policeman's
finds
ball?
out some
got a
piece
black
of
and white suit?
information that changes his mind. I think like
No ball this year anyway.
someone who was
We
saved
spent too much
specifically by
integrating Oscorp
Spider-Man
surveillance tech.
Worth
comes
it
to
though,
him,
right?
or
It was.
someone in his family
Till an
was
hour
saved by
ago.
Spider-Man. They come to him or
So
something.
it's like, yeah, the stuff like that.
City
Yeah,
wide.
exactly. Something
Every
along
tower.
those lines,
Huh?
where
They
he
tell me someone
does
sabotaged
end
the
up
central
saying, you know what,
server,
this
and now all the towers
is
are
a good
offline.
person, and this is somebody that we need, and this is
Inside
somebody that we
job?
should all be on the side
Maybe.
of, and I take all of it
We'll
back.
figure it out later.
I'm sorry.
Right now we need to get the
And then
towers
Peter
back
Parker
on.
dies. So
Oh,
You
man.
called me?
he comes back
Aw, that's
for like a
sweet.
year, and then he
I
dies.
called someone I could
That's
trust.
crazy.
Plus, the signals are
Yeah,
scrambled and we have no idea how to fix it.
Pete.
And that's why we have Miles Morales.
I love a challenge.
You break
yeah.
it, you buy it.
I thought you trusted
I mean, I
me.
do love Miles. But
Oh yeah, I love Miles too.
Let's take a look at this tower.
Yeah, and the comic where he dies is really tragic too.
Is he with like MJ and
Input
everything?
bands have been
So
shifted. Subtle.
basically, I have to do this. Basically, he is he is part of the Ultimate Spider-Man series. I think takes place over the course of a year, or maybe 2 years.
Okay.
And so during that time, he becomes obviously entangled in various activities, and he gets on S.H.I.E.L.D.'s radar, and he's
We just had a tower come
put
back online.
into
Was
the
that
position
you?
where
Not just a
that
pretty mask,
universe's
huh?
Avengers
Whatever you did,
take
any
notice
chance you
of
could do
him.
it to the other towers?
And they realize how young
Sure,
he is,
but
and they take him
just
under
so you
their
know,
wings. So
I
he
had
has,
to
like,
sync up
Captain
with the
America's
tower to
gonna
fix it.
mentor him, or
I'm seeing
maybe
all
Iron
crime
Man's gonna
data in the
mentor
area
him.
now.
They're still trying to figure
Looks
it
like
out.
there's a break-in happening near me.
Great, I've got units nearby.
Don't bother.
And
I'm on
then
it.
he, what is it? I think the Punisher tries to shoot Captain America. Spider-Man saves him, gets shot. At the same time, the Raft has a breakout, and
Oh no.
Pretty sure these guys didn't forget their keys.
Vulture. Who else is in that group? I want to say Rhino. No, not Rhino. Maybe who else? Green Goblin. There's. I'm gonna kick myself if I don't remember.
Well, think about it.
Yeah. Anyway, he gets the snot kicked out of him by the Sinister Six, and oh, that's not fun. And basically he fights the entire Sinister Six, who are all attacking Aunt May and Mary Jane. And while that's happening, the Green Goblin comes by, and now he has to fight the Green Goblin and all these other goons. He ends up beating all the goons, but then the Green Goblin ends up taking him down. And as I recall, Mary Jane ends up saving him by stabbing the Green Goblin in the back.
Hell yeah.
And
that's my girl.
And then Peter dies. He's like,
Oh.
did I get him? And they're like, yeah, everybody's safe. We're all safe. And he's like, okay, good.
And he just, like,
I'm
flies
glad
through.
everybody's safe. I did it.
Oh.
I hope I made Uncle Ben happy or something along those
Oh
lines. And,
God. Pete.
I love this guy's just waiting for me to punch him. I didn't even see him there.
Pete, no.
So yeah, he has a
Okay,
rough
wrapped
time
up.
of it dying.
Thanks for that. Now I'm seeing an assault near you.
You're
I
in luck,
stopped
Yuri.
reading the Ultimate series
Your
after
favorite
Peter
tough
died.
but lovable grizzled seen too
just
much
because I started
detective
reading a
is in
different
town.
series at
What?
that time.
No.
I
You
needed a little
promised you
break
wouldn't
from
do that
it.
any...
Spider.
The Ultimate series is not happy. No, I don't think any of the generations of the Ultimate comics, whether they're the Avengers or whether the Fantastic Four or whatnot, I don't think any of them are particularly happy. And so I just
So
need
you're
to
the
play a little different.
snitch.
Oh yeah,
Back
this
off,
person.
creep.
I remember this.
Yep,
This is like straight
she's
out
the
of Ninja
one.
Turtles, like the
I said back
1989 Ninja Turtles. Ski masks and everything. I
Leave
love
me
this
alone.
one guy who's in leggings and shorts. What's up, buddy? Is it workout day?
Get away from her.
Oh, crap. Spider-Man.
Yeah. look at that. Oh, boy, that's hurting. Okay. Kicking. Ow. Getting punched. Woo. Punching. Look at that. Punch that guy through the other guy that's punching. Oh. Hurty. Oh, hurty.
Fuck him up. Woo.
Oh,
man.
Oh, that can't. Felt nice.
What's that?
That was
Is that a parking meter?
That was a parking meter.
Oh, I'd
Walk
love
away
to
now,
do that to a
or
fucking
she's dead.
parking meter.
Just rip it out of the ground and hit somebody with it. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to move that thingy into that thingy and I'm gonna shoot the thingy with the thingy. Yeah. I have telekinetic webs. They don't need to stick to your face. They just need to stick near your face.
All clear, man.
I knew Jameson
Don't
was
mind
wrong
that.
about you.
It's nothing.
You're a little weird,
Nothing to
but
be,
you got a good heart.
Nothing to be concerned about.
Have you got
Everything's
somewhere
fine.
to go?
We're all fine here.
I can take care of myself.
How are you?
I'm sure you can, but just in case, there's a place called the Feast Center.
Seen it.
My costume
I don't
yet?
want charity.
I'm
They
good
got
with
the
red
best
and
wheat
blues, but
cakes
I'm
in the
ready for
city,
something else.
hands down.
Oh,
Mom used
wheat
to make
cakes.
those.
That's an.
Haven't had any.
They also nail all the
long
Easter
time.
eggs.
Yeah.
I'll check
Things
it
like
out.
wheat cakes. These are
Thanks,
important things you have to
Spider
hit.
guy.
Wheat cakes?
Wheat cakes.
What's
Spider
a wheat cake?
It's like a pancake.
Oh, well.
Ah.
Should be able to spot the next tower from up there.
You gotta nail these, and if you don't nail them, then it just comes off as like somebody who didn't do their research. They got the gist of it. They got the by and large elements of it.
Spider cop
But they
spies his
totally
destination.
didn't get the whole thing.
Second surveillance tower.
So like having
Are you
Aunt May make
narrating yourself?
walnut
What?
date
No.
bread.
Of course not. Chief never
Civil
did
War
understand Spider Cop.
or being a
Thought he
terrible
was a
cook in
loose
Homecoming.
cannon.
Just
Already
like
regretting
I
this.
mean, no. Yes, you can, but I don't think it works. I think it'd work better if you did something that was a little bit more. Hi, what's going on?
I can modify these
A
towers
little
to
bit
track
more
more than just
like this,
crooks.
where you take the cannon and then you kind of play with it. What do I know? Just some jerk sitting on his couch playing Spider-Man in his pajamas.
Because I want to point out that you're wearing not only your Spider-Man pajama pants,
Score.
but you're also wearing
Towers are
your
picking up all
Spider-Man
kinds of
hoodie.
RFID
Yes.
signals now,
And what
including
t-shirt
one
do you
nearby.
have today?
Today I just have Calvin and Hobbes. I don't have a Spider-Man t-shirt on.
Is it the Star Wars one?
It's one of the Star Wars ones.
Okay. Well, they're in like costumes. That counts.
Yeah. Oh,
Halloweenish.
more. Oh, I have to get all these backpacks again. I was worried that was going to be the case. All right, backpack. Give me a bag. Give me a backpack.
Oh, wow. One of my old backpacks from
Bright,
high
bright,
school.
beautiful light.
Forgot I attached tracking dots to these.
Oh, good. Better scramble and find them all.
Wonder how many of these are scattered around the city.
Cool.
Many, as it turns out.
I see suits. Oh, I haven't seen these. What do we got? I don't know what that is.
Have you unlocked
Complete the Maria mission to unlock this suit. Complete the heist story to unlock this suit. Complete the district activities
Whoa.
and heist to unlock this suit. So it looks like we have Scarlet Spider, the Kane edition. Spider Britannica. I don't recognize this one immediately, but that might be Cosmic Spider-Man. I could see that being Cosmic Spider-Man. Anyway, I am going to put on the big time suit. Big time.
Still there? Got a robbery a few blocks away.
Cool.
Spider Cop's on it. Part man, part spider. Oh, cop.
Slam it.
Open the safe. Do it.
Knock, knock.
Hey, fellas.
Ah! Spider-Man! Shoot him!
Since we got him, and I'm wearing suits. Don't worry, citizens. Everything's gonna be okay.
I mean, probably.
Oh, still not the right one. Oh god. You know, it's just such a klutz. This one? Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. Give me 1 second. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's close enough. Hey, hey.
More of them? Guys, if you worked this hard at a legit job, you wouldn't need to be criminals.
Yeah, seriously.
Freak!
Is this guy just sitting here? How's it going, buddy? Seeing this?
Oh, ow.
Punched in the head. I love the guy just sitting here.
Yeah, he's
How's
like,
it going, bud?
no, it's been a day.
It's been a day.
All right, Yuri. I'm gonna repair the last Chinatown tower now.
Don't you mean Spider Cop's gonna repair it?
Been doing a little thinking, Yuri. Policing's a young man's game. And Spider Cop, well, he's no spring chicken.
Please be going where I think you're going.
As of today, Spider Cop is officially retired.
Oh, thank God. I need a drink.
We'll all drink tonight, Yuri. Drink to the memory of Spider Cop's tireless... Yuri? Yuri, you there?
Well, you gotta quit while you're
Guess the
ahead.
emotion of the moment overwhelmed her.
So we're gonna wrap up here pretty soon. We're going for an hour.
Alright.
It's been fun, but I think it's time to call it a night. And
The hour is late.
the hour's late, and I'm gonna have to set up all these stupid. I'll probably do it off camera. I have to set up all these stupid map points. And that's just gonna take time.
Not good. Can't have people taking pictures of my 3 chest hairs.
Well, I would worry about
Tools
that.
I need
Pete,
for
but,
suit repair
I don't
at the
think it's gonna
lab.
be an issue right now.
Wonder if Dr. Octavius is left for the day.
Anyway, so let's call it a night. Let's call it that.
Doctor, how did it go with the committee? I'm so sorry I screwed
This
things
was
up.
fun, everybody,
Not at all,
and
Peter.
we'll do it again
They're just
soon.
nervous in the face of imminent
Thanks for
triumph.
watching.
They'll
Yeah,
calm
come
down.
back
They always do.
When we
Should
do
I
it
head
again,
back to the lab
and,
for cleanup?
I promise.
No,
that I
I'm
will,
stepping out for dinner anyhow.
be
We'll resume tomorrow.
more
Short
interesting.
break, then back
Next
to
time we'll
creating
probably
the
not be on
future.
a holiday, so we might be joined by more guests.
And we'll see. We'll see. Always
Wish I could
possible.
bottle and
Always
sell
possible.
that man's optimism.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's left the lab for the
We
day.
will-
Good time to work on my
we
suit
will
in
pick
private.
this up again another day.
Peace out.
Goodbye, everybody.
Later.
I took a screenshot by accident.
Goodbye. It's the top one.
That's the top one.